Hi everyone, Jan Fursdon here from Fursdon House. I have a new journal that I'd like to share with you today. It is full of old laces, and I think that's what I'm going to call it. This book is for sale in my Etsy shop, and I'll put that link below. Let's just go ahead and get started. It is 6 inches by about 8 3/4 inches, about a 1-inch spine on this side, and of course, as usual, I fill it way too full, and it's a lot bigger than, 1 inch on the other side of it. It has 4 different little charms coming off of the edges here. Then we have a little book plate type thing here. I've left this blank, and you can literally write your name or journal or whatever you want to write on it. Literally write right into there if you'd like. There's no cover on it, so you don't have to worry about that. Just write straight into it. Have some laces here and there, and then there's the reverse. This is a scrapbook set of papers. Oh goodness, do I know what the name of it is? Of course not. It's by Stamperia, I believe, but I'll put the link below if y'all would like to find it. It has some of the most beautiful papers of lace and things in there. But let's go ahead and get it opened up. I've got my fan on, so everything's kind of blowing around here. But I've been gone for a while. We went down to the Florida Keys for a week. Total disaster, because all it did was rain. And when I say rain, I mean rain. We went down so that my husband and granddaughter could scuba dive, and they didn't get one dive in. Started to, but then they pulled them back at the last minute on 2 occasions, so it's like, forget it. So here I am, back in the swing of things. So here we have. I'm not sure why y'all needed to know all that, but anyway, that's why I've not been making videos lately. That's why I wanted y'all to know it. Inside here, it's a pocket here, and this will be the letter that I address to whoever purchases the journal. It's blank now. That basically just reminds me of, because I want to address it specifically to the person, and it talks specifically about the book. We have a little bit of a thing here. It's they're glue sticks instead of wax, and you use them just like wax seals, and they last. I think they're more pliable, and they don't crack and age like wax does, so I really like them. And this is a photocopy of one of my original cabinet cards. I love it. I think she's so pretty. And so that's that. Just a little bit of fabric bits and pieces there. Here we have what I call, I'm not sure what other people call this, I call it a fall. And it's just a pretty piece of lace. This is more lace, a little vintage button here. There are 52 pages in here. More lace here, and then here we have, and I'm just going to leave these. These are so hard to get on and off sometimes, especially on camera, so I'm just going to leave them off for now. This is just a journal card. I got the idea of doing this with the lace over it and the bits and pieces from My Cottage Crafts. And I love what she did with hers, and that's where I got my idea from. And here we have, this was on the other side here, it's a little booklet. And the booklet is using an actual page, an original page from some, what do you call them? Not registers, but ledgers, that's it. Actual writing, and it's from 1910, I believe. I've just put a little bit of lace, a snippet bit here. But I love the paper, and the fact that it talks about when they meet and what time and so on and so forth. It's just really neat. So there's that. This is a reproduction, and it just had some interesting information on it. So I've left that mostly blank so that you can read it. And a bit of vintage lace along the side, and again there's that little charm, if you will. More lace here, and then I've just put in a place for writing because I love areas to write on. You folks know that. Here we have a little pocket that I've created, and just a little card. It's reproduced from an original turn-of-the-century antique lithograph, and it's by Gallery Graphics. Little kittens. We love kittens in our house. We have 3 now. Yeah. Bit of a fabric snippet using old lace. And here we have another it's a photocopy of a cabinet card, an original cabinet card that I have, and I think he's precious. I think he's just so neat. Lots of writing space on the reverse. Here we have, oh, this is what was on the reverse of that. So this is just a little flip down like so. So it gives you a lot of writing space in a small area. Excuse me. Allergy is going crazy this morning. And then more space on the reverse, and then a vintage mother of pearl button there. Here we have another one of these ledger pages. I've just basically created a little notepad, if you will. Space to write on in the front and the back. That's a Tim Holtz floral die cut. I love most of his work. Not all of it, but some. And that's just held in place by one of the little charms. And naturally it wants to get in the way. Another of the Tim Holtz die cuts. And I've just put a little bit of cheesecloth underneath it. Here we have a little notebook that opens up. A little bit of a snippet of fabrics and what have you on the front. More floral die cuts. More snippets. This is a pocket that I've used with an original Edith Holden page. It's not a photocopy, but an original page, and I put on there some old laces, and this top part is with they sort of look like grapes. That's an antique piece of lace that I've used. And then here we have a little card to write on. This came from the same packet that the cover scrapbook paper came from, and then I've just put some lace on the edges there. And will it go back in? Yay, maybe it will. Cool. Here we have another snippet there, and this is a double pocket. Behind there is just some old school paper. Bit of lace on there. Will it go in? Seems like they go in so easy until I'm on camera, and then of course it never does. And then here's another piece. I always like to give plenty of writing space. And that's just created with a paper bag, a decorative paper bag. Here's another one of the falls. I love this fabric. It's sheer, and it's got this embroidery on it. Bought it years and years and years ago. I'm slowly using it up. Another Tim Holtz die cut. This last bunch that I got, I really like them much better than the first bunch. They just look, I don't know, they just look prettier. So I was very pleased with that. And then here we have, take this off here, and it's oh, I've forgotten what you call this stuff. Not cellophane. Anyway, you know what it is, and I'll try and remember it and maybe put it down underneath, but what can I say? Vintage lace here, and this is another piece of vintage lace. And then inside I've just put some paper, tea stain paper, in each little, whoops, in each little pocket. It's beautiful paper. I purchased this from a friend of mine, Annette. I think this came from Annette with the lace patterns on it. It's so pretty. I do some of my own staining, but usually that's for larger pages, but for regular ones I rely on Annette. Another die cut. A little bit of a snippet here with a vintage button here. And this, actually it's the front and the back. This is from my sweet friend Penny. She's such a sweetheart. She sent me these. and it is the history of lace making, and this is the first day of issue of this stamp, lace making. 22 cents. Gone up a little bit since this started. But that was 14 August 1987, and that's the envelope that goes with it, and it talks about the stamp itself and the history of lace making. And then this card also talks about it. So I thought that would be really appropriate for this particular journal. Here we have, get these little things off here, and on the front we have, this is also from a cabinet card that I have. I've just made a photocopy of it. Mother of pearl buttons, very, very old, 1960s. Not that I'm old, not that I came from 1960, but no, I'm not old. I'm older, that's why I tell my granddaughter, not old. And this also came from the same packet of scrapbook paper that the cover sheets are. And I've just put some lace up at the top and bottom, and then some more lace here. This is a vintage piece here. And then I've just created a little notepad there for you. Again, more writing space. Here we have, come on off. This is scrapbook paper. I've just cut out a design here and inked up the edges, put a little bit of cheesecloth underneath, plenty of writing space on the inside. These are Tim Holtz die cuts that I actually cut out myself. Not that that's difficult, but these are not, you know, you don't purchase these already made, not this kind. They're really neat, but you can get all, you can use the die cut, of course, and come up with all your own colors, so that's really neat. Another little pocket made with a bag, a decorative bag, and some paper to write on. That's a butterfly with all the lace on him. Just a little bit of lace running down here. That's vintage. And this is new lace. I love it. It's a little thing popped up here. Oh, it's from that. And here we have, this actually came from a bouquet that my husband got me earlier this year. I think that's where that was the one it came from. And it had this cellophane that has lace on it. And I just thought that was so neat. So I had to use it, of course. So, and then here, I've left this blank. Again, it's just a lot of interesting reading. It's called The Exchange in Mart, May 13th, 1868. Wants and vacancies. It's just really neat. So I thought that would be fun just to look at. And here we have a flip over. I'm not sure what other people call these, but I created these just using some scrapbook pages that I had, using up bits and pieces. Vintage lace, a little beaded flower there, and then on the reverse I got this. I love this stuff. This is from Hobby Lobby, and I just dabbed some ink on it with a dauber just to kind of make it a little less shiny, and I think it's so pretty. But it just, you don't really need to even put paper clips on it, but you can if you want. I always do. This is a sheet that I made. It's a card, and I've just threaded some ribbon through here, inked it up, and then on the reverse we have this little card. This also came from that same kit that the covers came from. Here we have a little envelope. I love small things. You can put inspirational quotes on there, or a date that you want to remember, something like that. And let's get this one open. It's another tag that I've made with cardstock and vintage lace. A little bit of cotton up there. And then just a little bit of paper to write on here. Just tucks down into there. And this was on the reverse. And this is another bit of cardstock that I had left over, and I just spent the day making ephemera from it. Just little tiny shell buttons. A little pocket here. There's the reverse. I love this type of thing because you can use up the small pieces that you have. Just made a little booklet here. That's a vintage button there. And little notepad in there, little tiny booklet, whatever you want to call it. Sits right down in there. And there's another one of those beaded dangly things. There was one there too. There's a total of 4 on there. Here we have some more cardstock that I've used up. Just making little pockets and little places to write things on. Put a snippet of lace and some ribbon and you're good to go. So it uses up nice small pieces, which I particularly like. Another floral die cut from Tim Holtz. This is a piece that I just sort of sewn together there and came up with a bit of fun as a tuck spot. Used some old lace here. This is back from the 1960s. Belonged to my mother-in-law. Nope, good heavens, not my mother-in-law. My great aunt and my grandmother. They would use that on the edges of embroidered pillowcases, and the pillowcases are falling apart, so now I'm beginning to use some of it up. I keep some of it for myself naturally, but. And then here we have a card. This is the back page, and I've just put a bit of lace there, a little snippet, writing space. Now will this go back in? Ooh, I'm impressed. It went right in. Lace here, and of course lace there. And that is all of it. And again, I'm just going to call it old laces, I believe, because it's just, I love lace. And I have so much of it that I'm going to start using it, I think, more often. At least I hope to. But there you have it. If you have any questions, just let me know. I would appreciate it if you like the video. Just hit the like button down there and then hit subscribe if you'd like to know what I'm coming up with next. Other than that, I hope you all have a blessed day. It's nice and warm. Okay, it's hot. Alabama in July. And August is even hotter. So blessings and take care. Bye-bye.